Well, hey there, friendships. Welcome back to Curtis's Corner. If you are new here, welcome. I'm Curtis. This is my corner, and I post weekly videos. Today's video is super exciting for me because I'm putting foundation all over my hands right now. That's not why it's exciting. I did open this already because I wanted to see what I had to prepare beforehand. I received something in the mail. So, a few months back, I ended up emailing a bunch of different companies. And one got back to me saying they would love to have me on their PR list. So now I'm officially part of Lime Crime's PR list. And I got my first ever PR box. And I'm so excited to get this. So this is what the inside of the box looks like. Oh, unicorns, flowers, and fun. I'm gonna sneeze. Namakwa. So inside here, I was shocked because I was not expecting to receive so much product, and everything that I got, looks beautiful. I haven't tested anything. I just looked at it. Everything is so nice. The packaging is fun. We'll talk about packaging. We'll talk about, obviously, the swatches when I do them, and we're obviously going to create some looks. Now, that being said, obviously, they don't know what I look like. There's a couple products in here that aren't for me because, well, they're just the wrong color. And I know that immediately right off the bat. But everything else, I'm pretty much going to, use because I think it's going to be fun. So, yeah, this is basically everything that I got in here. But it's like I've got 4 different types of liquid lips. I've got a lip liner. I've got some brow pens. I've got 2 highlighter palettes, and I've got 2 full eyeshadow palettes. So we are going to go in and we are going to test, review, and talk about all these products. And yeah, that's going to be the video today. It's my... So let's just jump right in. I've already laid down my base except for my highlighter because I got 2 highlighter palettes in here, trio palettes. These are what they look like. This one is the Hi-Lite Blossoms palette, and this is the Hi-Lite Mermaids palette. Now, the Blossoms is, while it is beautiful, this is not any of my skin tone at all. If anything, the lavender might be, but even then it seems like it's just a smidge too dark. The lightest shade in here is the shade Warm Gold, and they feel soft, but it's like that's way too dark. No, if I put this on me, that would be offensive. It is beautiful. I can totally use these though as eyeshadows, stuff to highlight areas of my eye, so that will be fun. I can use that for sure for that. This is probably the one that I'm going to be diving into, which is the Mermaid palette, which looks like that. And I'll probably end up dipping into the shade Pearl, which is that middle shade here. Just because it is definitely, oh my god, that's what that looks like there. That is fun. The blue, also fun, and then the purple on this one. The blue is called Mermaid, and the purple is Seashell. So that is what those 3 look like. The swatching of them, boom, boom, and boom. Ooh, yeah, those are phenomenal. I really enjoy those. I'm definitely probably going to go into Pearl. I totally thought that Pearl was going to be like a peach. It looks very peach to me, but it comes off more white in person. So let's do that right now. So I'm going in with my Jaclyn Hill brushes because we love Jackie. We stand Jack. Can I call you Jackie? Doing it anyways. As I throw your fabulous brush, I'm sorry. Okay. So we're going to go in with the JH9 brush, dipping into the shade Pearl. And we're just going to highlight these cheekbones. Yep. Oh, that's fun. I'm not seeing any white cast on the front when I look for, oh, do I? Maybe a smidge, but it's not super noticeable or anything. So that's good. Because, yeah, I will say I do agree with Manny when the highlighter shows, when you're looking forward and it shows that white cast, it is not nice. But this one, while it has some, it's not, aggressive. Also, if you see me holding everything kind of weird, it's because I went to the gym before they all closed, because all the gyms closed again because no one knows how to wear their mask. Wear your goddamn masks and follow the rules. And if you're not going to, and you're going to spread COVID, then you have to deal with the repercussions that are happening because you're at fault. Okay? Okay, perfect. Wear your mask, be safe, have fun. Those are the rules. You can't follow those rules, you don't get to complain. It's as if you don't vote, you don't get to complain. So if you're in the US, vote. Okay? I'm not in the US, but if I was, I mean, I wouldn't vote for either of them, but if I had to choose the lesser of two evils, I'd get Trump the hell out of your office. But I don't really have a say because I don't live in the States, so I cannot say, but I can encourage. I can encourage you to vote out Trump because he's a tool. And if you're a Trump supporter on my channel, I'm sorry. I've always thought he was a tool, even before he was president. I thought he was just dumb. But that's just me. That's just my opinion. And if you don't like it, you know where the unsubscribe button is. Okay? Okay, cool. Glad we've had this chat. So, as you can see, it is blinding. I actually really enjoy this highlighter. I think it looks really nice. Just get it right on the cupid bow. I don't know why I do this face. I mean, I don't need to. It's literally right here. Right here. That's it. That's fun. I like this. Okay, so the Hi-Lite Mermaids palette from Lime Crime. Is it a win? Absolute. We love her. We stan her. She's being kept. Wonderful. Love that. Okay. Next, we've got the Bushy Brows pens. If I can find the other one. Hello. So they sent me 2 Bushy Brow Precision pens. This is what they look like. Here, this is their little unit carton. It's cute. They sent me the shades Smoky and Brownie. Now, Smoky is black. I don't have black eyebrows, so this is not going to be my shade, but this is what it looks like. Just nice lavendery purple color pen. Super, super precise. I don't even know if you can actually see that, but I'm just going to do that. So if you've got black hair and you would like, leave a comment down below. Maybe I'll send it off. We are going, I've never used anything like this, so we're going to test this out right now and see if this works. Oh God, how do I do this? How do I function? That is so dark. Am I using the right one? Brownie, yep. Oh, my eyes just went really blurry just for a second. That was weird. I hated that. Although this is getting it really precise, I will say. This is a very, very dark brow. I mean, it did its job. I do wish it was a shade lighter, but it did its job. And that turned out fine. I approve of it. It goes on nicely. It's pigmented. So it's more pigmented on the eyebrow than it is just on the hand, which is great because it's supposed to go on your eyebrow. So it's supposed to be. So I'm going to quickly do the other one off camera. Hopefully maybe feather them out a little bit and lighten up the shade. And then I will be right back to do the eyes. Stay tuned. So I'm back. The brows are all done. You thought I was going to say filled. Nope, not many. So on top of all those products that I got, I ended up also receiving 2 full-size palettes. Woot woot, woot woot. So I've got the Venus XL palette and the Venus XL palette 2. And I'm excited because, so this one I found when I looked at it, it was very more, like they're both very neutral, but this one is more of a warm toned neutral. And then this one over here is more of a like cool toned, but like more neutral. And I also found that there's more shimmers in this palette than in the first one. So I'm excited. I'm going to do one eye with one palette and one eye with the other palette. I think that is the best way to utilize what I have. So that's what I'm going to do. And if you don't like it, too bad. Or as Manny says, don't fucking watch. Also, I need a good foundation and setting powder because this one is starting to crack under here. Don't like that. Everywhere else is actually pretty good. I'm having a pretty good skin day, aside from like my blemishes that I normally have. But everything is pretty good. It's laying on, it's sticking, it's nice, it's great. Okay, Venus XL palette. We're gonna go in. We're gonna go in with, oh, let's go in with this brush here because this is a nice fun brush. So on the Venus XL palette, we are gonna go in with the shade, I'm gonna go into the shade Goddess, and that's this one right here. It's a nice light pink transition-y type shade. So we're gonna go in on our JH34 brush. There's a bit of kick up in the pan, but that's what happens, so deal with it. And we're just gonna stamp it first. Pigmented already, love her. We love when something comes up and it is immediately pigmented. That is what eyeshadows should be. Pastels, we all know that we have to work on them, and I don't really think this is same with neons. This is more of a neon, the floral one, which I'm kind of wanting to use, so I might use that well. But this one right now is was just calling my name, and she's stunning. That was literally 2 coats, and we're done with her. So use the same brush because I want to use the same brush. This is still JH34. I don't know why I looked again. We're just going to lighten up the edge of that with the shade, let's go in with Scallop, and that's this shade right here. And it's basically like a shade and a half lighter, still kind of within that same mauve, however you want to pronounce it. I like mauve. I like the sound of mauve better than mauve, and I'm pretty sure Canadians say mauve, and I don't like that. I like how the Americans say mauve, but it's crayon, not crayon or crane, because what are you? So I'm just dipping, and we're just brushing it kind of right along the brow line and that edge, swirling it into the brow bone and into the front of that brow here, and it's working its magic. This is what we like. It's kind of creating this new weird like salmon-y color. I don't know how I feel about that. Why is like a beigey mauve turning the regular mauve color to like a salmon? I don't know. But it's happening. I'm going to go in now with my JH37 brush. I'm going to dip into that Flora shade that I was telling you about right here. Beautiful. Love her. This is just going to be used to go slightly lower into the crease and kind of basically all over the lid, actually. Oh, she packs a punch. That I was not expecting. I was not expecting this to do that at all. Wow. Okay. Shh. Lime crime did not come to play today. So this is just going to be used to kind of deepen the crease and get it down as almost like a little base type color just on the lid there. But we're only doing like half the lid, okay? You see how it's kind of like half on my lid here? It's mainly in the crease, but it's slightly on my lid. That's what I want. Then I'm just going to go in with a mixture of Scallop and Goddess again. And we're just going to run that lightly through here just to kind of blur it all together. Just like that. I'm going to go in with my JH35 brush. I'm going to deepen up the outer corner, and I think I'm going to go in with the shade Passion. Passion is the one right up at the very top here. It's super magenta, like super magenta. So we're going to just dabby dab there. That's going to go onto the outer corner here, really patting it. Just up into that crease and then just out. We're not even... I just want to really pat it. I'm not going to like swoop it out too much. I just want to pat, right, center it right on that outer corner, and then do 1, 2, 3 swoops, and then a slight out. See what I did? You see that? That's exactly it. All you need of that. Okay, we're just going to get a really fine, dense brush. This is the JH38. I'm going to deepen that like super pocket right there with the shade Aphrodite, which is this shade right here. Just to deepen it, give it a little more dimension. Again, just right there. Dabby dab, and a slight swoop. Okay? That's all you need. Dabby dab, slight swoop. And that literally, oh my god, that took it to the next level. One more time. Dabby dab, swoop, swoop, swoop. And look how far I'm going in. Halfway. Literally halfway. That's it. This eye's not even done, and I'm already loving it. Okay. I think on the lid, what do I want on the lid? They feel really nice. I I think I want to go in with the shade Eden, which is this one right here. That's going to be, I think, the best flow-wise. So, but to show you what they actually all look like, that's the three of them right there. They look stunning. So, I'm going to go into the shade Eden. They feel so soft all over the lid now. Yep, taking it there. There we go. There's that. And okay, that one is going to go on the inner corner. Jackie, I need your brushes. Thanks. So on a JH42 brush, I'm going to go into the shade Ethereal, which is this shade down here. It's the lightest shimmer in the entire palette. They literally have 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 shimmers. Oh, no, 5. 5 shimmers. 6? That's a shimmer. 6. 6 shimmers. I don't know how to count. So Ethereal up on the brush. Tap, tap. It's going to go inner corner here. I just stabbed myself with the brush. I'm using just a dry brush. I always like testing products out on a dry brush first before I go in with my finger. And it doesn't really pick up, which, again, I expect. I like to be surprised. I want one day, like a product to come out that on a dry brush, it's legitimately going to be like, BAM! The same as like if you were to put it on your finger. One day there will be something that does that. So this is just going on the inner corner here. Love that. We're going to also take a mixture of Ethereal and Blank Canvas, this lightest shade there. And we're going to, just so that way it lightens it up a little bit. And that's going to go right here on the very top, just to give it that lightness. On the lower lash line, I'm going in with my JH38 brush. We're going to go into the shade Triumph, mixture of Triumph here and Aphrodite. That's going to go closest to the lash line. We're going to go back in with our JH34 brush. We're going to go into the shade Goddess, that very first transition-y shade that we used. That's just going to go right here, right underneath. So that is one eye all complete. We're going to do the other eye now with the other palette. This palette, yes, definitely, hands down a win. Obviously, you're kind of very limited to what kind of looks you're creating with this palette, just because it is very pinky, purple, warm tone stuff. But if you're into that, you're going to love this palette. It is a fantastic palette. Wow. I'm really liking this. Okay, I'm excited now to try this one. This is very much more of a cool tone, brown, everyday type palette. The Venus XL2. So, a JH31 brush. We're going to dip. I don't do enough green looks. I do have lots of neutrals. So I'm going to create more of a greenish type look today, I think. So what I want to do is, no, that's very much matte. Okay, so what I'm going to do is, I'm going to go into the shade Obscure. That's this light, kind of like minty green down there. We're going to go into the shade Obscure. This is going to go as our transition shade, and it's very pastel, so I know I'm going to have to really, really layer it. But I mean, it is coming up. I think there's some yellow on this brush from before. So if it's coming up yellow for you, I'm sorry. Okay, it is showing up. It's very hard to see because it is so light. Like, even I can barely see it. And, like, I can tell, like, it's here. I can see it. Although, oh, maybe it's kind of like it's like a demi shimmer. Like a demi matte. I don't know. What do you want to call that? There's totally some shimmer reflect in it. It looked more matte when I first watched it. But maybe not. I don't know. Okay, so I'm going to darken it now with the shade Sage. Just on the same brush. Saging it up. Because we need some sage to cleanse this house of evil spirits. Just gonna tuck it right in. I think that'll do. Like I said, I'm doing more of a greeny type look today on this eye, because I don't do enough green on my channel, and it's my favorite freaking color. Yeah, okay, we're getting there. Perfect. This one, I don't know. This one is pressed harder. It's like a gray green. It's like a grungy. Okay, and then it just kind of disappears. All right. So far, this is not the same consistency as the first palette. Now, it could just be the shades that I'm using. Because, like, if I go in here with the shade Ripe, that comes up on my hand, that comes up on my hand. Okay. So it's very much, it's the certain shades that I'm using. So Obscure and Sage are not are not my favorites right now. That's okay. You can't have, I mean, you want to make sure that your palettes obviously are going to be fantastic and every shade performs relatively the same. But when you're trying to get like a bunch of different formulas as well into your palette just to kind of get the most out of everything, it is harder to do that. So I get it. I get it. I've never made a palette myself, so I can understand how difficult it is to create something, but at the same time you do want to make sure that it is going to meet the expectations of everyone. So right now I'm just kind of going between obscure and shade. Wow, why do I keep calling it shade? Sage, obscure and sage. I was going to do it again, and this time I'm going to bring it up into the front of the brow, swirling it, and then as I get to here, I'm going to go back down into the crease. So that's fun. It creates this fun little like gradient type descension, ascension, I don't know, whichever way you want to go. So that's done. It turned out with some work. It's darker over there. Maybe I can make it a bit darker. Sage. Look at that. I said it properly the first time. Bring it in a little more. Jackie, I'm sorry. I keep throwing your brushes. So, outer corner. I'm going to go in with my JH36 brush. We're going to go into the shade. I want a little bit of color in there. Not too much. It's going to be very much like a tree type look. So, I think I'm going to go in with the shade Ripe, which is this brown shade that I tested on my hand. It looks like that. I know this is going to come up because it's loosely packed as well, just with a couple dabs. So this is, again, we're going to do the same type of thing. We're just going to tap it right on the outer. Just like that. Just tap, tap, tap. Swoop in, all the way. We're going to do it again. All the focus is just going to be right here, right on that outer edge. And then we're going to swoop it in, just like that. One more time should do it. And I think we'll have our thing laid down. Swoop it in again, like before. Slight swoop out. Look at that. Oh, yeah. Oh, that looked fantastic. Going in on JH38 brush, I'm going to just dip in a little bit to the shade Classical down here. It's like a maroony brown color. That's just going to be used to just deepen this little pocket here, just like that. And then again, halfway. All over the lid, I'm going to go into the shade. I don't know what I want. You. So these are the four that I'm choosing between. That one looks good. Ooh, but that one looks fun too. They all look great. I think I might go in with Locust, which is this one, because it ties the brown and the green together. It's a duochrome. So again, just for some swatching sakes, this is the shade Ivy right here. That is a beautiful Ivy. We've got Locust here, which does our duochrome. We've got the shade Laurel right beside that. And then we have the shade Myth, which is the least underperforming one. So I think I'm going to go into the shade Locust for my lid. I think that's going to be the best for it. Locust, it's really, really soft. Loving it. So we're just going to pat that on right up to that crease area. Yep, that's fun. We like her. Okay, now I'm going to go in on a JH39 brush into the shade Radiant, which is this white shade here, and that's going to go as the inner corner. Because this is such a dense brush, I hope for a good payoff. It's pretty good. Pretty good, just for using a brush. Yep, that's a nice payoff. There, see? Lime Crime, you're coming at me with some surprises in this palette, too. It's like, the first one, the first Venus palette, everything was like, bam, 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 bam. And then the one shimmer that I went to use on a brush here was just like, on a brush. But nice as your finger. This one, it's like, transitions are like, but then, everything else is like, bam, in your face. So it's like, wow. You confuse him, but I love it. You're keeping us on our toes. All right, I'm gonna go in with JH38. We're just gonna take that classical shade again that we used just to deepen the inner pocket. This is gonna be run along the lash line. And we're just gonna smoke it out ever so slightly with our JH36 brush. And we're gonna go into the shade Ripe, that first brown shade. Really tap it off and just really keeping it there. Really tap it off. You barely want any product on it. We're only going about halfway, and that's it. So I'm gonna go finish the rest of my eyes off camera, and we'll be back to do the lippy. BRB. All right, so I am back. Now, I've got 5 lip products here. We've got the Velvetines Water and Transfer Proof Lip Liner. Is that just what it is? Lip liner? Yeah, lip liner. Crayon, and this is in the shade Angel. So it's very nude. It's supposed to go with, like, basically everybody. That is what the color looks like. The component itself, very sleek, slender, nice. It's cool. It's a very warm-toned nude, as you can see. So we're going to line our lip with this, and then we will choose a color to match it. So here we go. Don't judge me. I'm not very good at lining. Sorry. I'm learning. See? I'm terrible. It is pigmented, though, which we like. Now I just have to make my lips even. Everyone always says eyebrows take forever. No. Lip lining takes literally forever. It went on smooth. It's creamy. It's nice. I actually really enjoy the color. Why do I keep dropping everything? Now, we need to figure out which one of these colors goes best with it. So we've got 2 things. We also have part of the Velvetines collection. We have the liquid matte lipsticks in the shade Virgo and Lulu. So the shade Lulu comes in a component that looks like this. It's a frosted... It's not... I don't think it's glass. It doesn't feel like glass. It feels like it's like a glass plastic. So it's a frosted, I'm going to say plastic, with a like aluminum-y plastic lid with the roses on it. It looks like that. It's very liquidy. Very liquidy. A little product is going to go a long way. But it looks like that. It's not obviously dry yet because I just put it on. So that's that color. It's darker than the lip liner, so I probably won't use that one. This is Virgo, same component. Again, also very watery, lots of product that comes onto it. And this one is lighter in color. Also, they smell nice. I don't know what the smell is, but I like it. But that's Virgo. Virgo's this top one right here. So that's that. We also have the Plushies collection in here, so that's fun. Components look like this. They're little, like, plasticky things. And we got the shades Butterscotch and Turkish Delight. Now, I did already open these and smell them, and they do smell like Turkish Delight, which is kind of fun. This is the component itself. It's just lime crime. You get a little teddy bear on a light pink lid. This is, I want to say this one is glass, but I could be wrong as well. Might be just like a really durable plastic. I like these components better. Yeah, it's very like berry smelling. So this is Butterscotch. Ooh, also, I was thinking of using Butterscotch with the lid, but that's even darker. So that's that one right here. These are soft focused lip veils. So I'm not entirely sure what that means, but okay. This is the Turkish Delight shade. Again, component looks like that. And this comes out. Oh, okay, it's just like almost like a hint of color. That's what that is. And that looks like this one down here. So I think what I'm gonna do is a mixture. I'm gonna do a little concoction. I'm gonna go in with Virgo and maybe a smidgen of the Turkish Delight, just kind of on the center of the lid, like on the inner portion. And we will be done. I didn't get a gloss, which is okay, because I've got glosses, so I'll just use one of those. So this is the shade Virgo that I'm going in with. Yeah, that's very light. I'm going to go in with the Turkish Delight shade just right in the center on the inner portion. Not that I'm like eating it, but it tastes nice too. Yeah, I think that works. That looks nice. I'm just gonna throw on some gloss and I'll be right back. All right, and that is this unboxing slash tutorial slash review all complete. I think both looks turned out really well. Now, here's the thing. Now we gotta really delve down into everything and see what's approved, what's not approved, so on and so forth. So, the Hi-Lite trios. They're definitely approved. Do you see this Hi-Lite? Like, that is everything. There's no, now that I'm really looking at it and everything's kind of like on, there's no white cast. I'm not seeing any white cast at all. I think it looks wonderful. It looks beautiful. It's blinding. It's great. It's fun. It's yes. Super soft, super buttery, blend nicely. Bushy brow pens. Where are you, Bushy brow pen? Okay, so they filled my brows really quickly. This was the one that I used. If you want the smoky one, enjoy it, have it. I will give it away for you because I don't have black brows. These I did use, as you saw. I couldn't lighten them, but I don't think that they're horrible. I do wish I got a lighter shade, but like I said at the beginning, they don't know what I look like. I do think those are great. They performed really well. They filled them super, super quick. The eyeshadow palettes. While this one performed better, I think by the end, this is the one that had the better look out of the two. While I love the pinky kind of moment from this one, and all of the shadows that I used performed really well, I do think the overall better look, cohesiveness wise, is this one. I think it's fun. It's very earthy. It's very like, yes. And if you do like a more neutral palette, this is probably your one that you're going to go to. Like I said, it is more of a cool toned neutral type palette, but also be wary because some of the shades aren't as like, yes, as they could be, like the Obscure and the Sage. I haven't obviously tried all the shades, so I don't know if there's any consistency issues with that. But if I had to choose which palette performed better, Venus XL definitely performed better. However, creating a better cohesive look, I found the Venus XL2 created the better look. The lip liner, Angel, beautiful color, super buttery, super creamy, went on, very pigmented, great. We'll continue to use this. That's great. I want to try the other colors of the lippies that I got, especially these kind of maybe by themselves because they are a lip veil, so it's almost like a lip tint color where it's not going to be giving you full coverage. It's going to just give you that hint of color that you might be looking for. The one that I did use, the Turkish Delight, I found super creamy, very smooth. It almost re-moistened the matte lipsticks, which was the Virgo that I used, which also, while extremely, extremely watery, they went on super pigmented, went on really well. As you can see, it's great. So again, I will probably continue to use these. These I want to test more of, but I thoroughly enjoy it. And then if you're just wondering, I just use the Shane Glossin Gloss on top. So that concludes my PR unboxing. If you enjoyed seeing all the products from that Lime Crime sent me, I will leave a link down below so you can go and order your own. It's not an affiliate link, but just letting you know, they do have some good stuff. So if you enjoyed these palettes, if you liked how they performed, if you enjoyed how the lips turned out, how the brows turned out, how the highlighter turned out, you're probably going to enjoy these products. If you enjoyed any of the products and their performance in this video, make sure you hit that like button and hit the subscribe button to welcome yourself to the friend zone. Hit that notification bell so you know when I post a brand new video. I'm going to have my second episode of the Scare Score up either next weekend or the weekend after. And yeah, stay tuned for that. And stay tuned for next week's beauty battle. That's all I'm going to say. With that, I bid you all farewell. I will see you next week. Bye, friendships.